there is some sort of very fashionable racism towards Italy. The Nico Castel books are absolutely not the way to go because they would mess up all of the work you've been doing so far, and since it's wrong, the phrasing would be messed up. All this we're doing now is to make the phrasing make sense afterwards. Start having all of the wrong IPA on the monosyllable, on the upbeats, etc. All this we've done.
You are so good with all of this, like you have such a good concept of not just the language but about the piece and about the opera. So the first thing is, why don't you get in touch with like Record, your band writer, exactly what you say with your markings, and this open, this close, this schwa. And
I hope God is listening to you right now. Either they can't or they don't care. Can you imagine how big a thing it is that in Italian we only have two accents, and on the ricordi score that treasure and cherish and transmit the operatic knowledge, they're all wrong because they have just one. Like they type just one. They cannot bother to put a closed accent on the word perché. What is their job? If that's not their job, what is their job? Like book printers. Something must change in the mentality, because it's like believing that Santa Klaus is the red guy that Coca-Cola invented in the 1950s. But I must say that's our fault, because we haven't been preserving, understanding first, and preserving the culture in the first place. We are the ones who, in our academies of bel canto, put foreign teachers. Many of them, and I know them in person, won't even speak the language. So how can they have a correct vocalization? How can they understand the real bel canto techniques? There is a mentality to change, because there is some sort of very fashionable, very cute racism towards the operatic culture and the Italian culture that causes a huge bias that alters deeply the understanding of opera in its truth and in its technique. People are no longer able to read the score, and that's the main problem. And diction is part of music reading. Talking about the Nico Castel books, right?
Yeah.
I mean, God rest his soul, but I was living in New York and he was still alive, so I know his work well. I know the work of a lot of people who've been working with him, and he wasn't Italian, by the way. He was, I think, Czech born. He kind of made up a system that has nothing to do with what the real thing is. Once you get adjusted to it, and this is just layer one, and then there are many layers that unlock after layer one. So I know it seems a lot of work and it seems like a great deal now, but it will become easier and easier.